Are you ready?
Yes.
My name's Hutch. I'm a gaming sex icon. Why is that funny? So for this Q&A, I decided to do something a little different and ask you guys if you had any questions for Esme. This is Esme, by the way. I didn't introduce her before, but this is my girlfriend. We've been together for over 2 years. And you haven't really been like a big presence on the channel or the Twitch.
Just some laughs sometimes when you're reacting to stuff.
Just sometimes, yeah. But I figured it'd be a good time to bring you on and introduce you to the people. So if you're ready, let's just get right into it. Criss Oliva wants to ask, what's the sweetest thing Hutch has done for you?
It was when you surprised me for my birthday and our anniversary, a trip to Hawaii. It was really nice because it was something that I've been wanting to do since I was a little kid, but I'd never really had the means to do it. So you actually paid for the entire trip, which surprised the crap out of me.
Hawaii was, why does it surprise the crap out of you? I'm a celebrity. That was a lot of fun. We need to do that again sometime. Yeah. I always call him Gonzalezda, but I think it's
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez DA. Gonzalez. I'm just gonna call you Gonzo. Gonzo, what's your biggest pet peeve about Hutch, and what's your favorite thing about him?
You don't fucking put the toilet paper on the
Honey,
roll.
you can't swear anymore. This is 2017.
I can't, because you do it every day.
What was it again?
You don't put the stupid toilet roll on the thing. And then you'll put it like where the trash is, and so then if I have to throw something, it's just really annoying.
It's stupid because the toilet paper will run out, and I'll replace it sometimes, and then put the empty one on top of the toilet.
The trash is right there.
It's literally right next to me.
Also, you're farting.
What's your favorite thing about him?
That you're so sweet and really funny, and that even when I'm having a shitty day, you're probably just like gonna find a way to make it really like a joke, make everything into a joke, which is really refreshing.
Rosebud wants to ask, what is one thing that's the most different between the two of you?
I am...
Probably cleanliness,
I'm
right?
super clean and super organized to the point that like I have to have like a game case in a specific angle. And Hutch does not care. He'll throw things everywhere and leave things there and be like, I'll touch it eventually. And then touch it eventually means 2 days from now.
Well, in fairness, I think I've become a lot more cleanly since
because I forced you
since we've been together. Like I
made you stop using the dishwasher.
Yeah, I don't use the dishwasher anymore, which is I really thought that at first too. Yeah. Josh Nelson wants to ask when you first met Hutch. Let me try that again. Josh Nelson wants to. Why can't I say that name? Josh Nelson wants to ask when you first. God damn it! Josh Nelson wants to ask when you first met Hutch. What was your first impression?
So I knew about you before I got to Machinima because when I got the job, everyone was like, you have to meet Nanner, Sark, and Hutch, and I didn't care who any of you were. I didn't even really know what Machinima was. I didn't watch really any videos before I applied, but I still got the job. And then I get there, and
Optic J hired her, actually.
Yeah, thank you, Jay, for giving me the road into the game industry. And so I get there, and I look out for you guys, because everyone kept telling me to look out for you guys, and Nanners and Sark just always looked busy and stuff. But you were the one that actually came up to me and like introduced yourself. Like I introduced myself to everybody else, but you were the only one that actually came up to me.
I thought she was cute, and so I wanted to say hi.
Yeah, and then after that I was just like, oh, that's really humbling, because I pictured you guys as like all the celebrities, and you're probably not going to talk to the peons, but no, you actually reached out, so I thought that was really nice.
Cuervo Jr. wants to ask, any embarrassing story of Hutch?
Oh, the Christmas story? With your dad?
My mind went to something that you cannot talk about.
Oh, no, I can't talk about that at all.
What was the one that you were thinking of?
So, was it last Christmas or 2 Christmases ago, you got a gift from your dad, and you opened it, and it was, I think, a drill. And
No, he said embarrassing story.
I think that's a little embarrassing. Was it embarrassing for you? Okay, then I have no story.
I don't know if I embarrassed too easily, to be honest with you. No.
I thought you got embarrassed at that point, but I guess you played it too.
No. Yeah, my dad got me like this drill, and it had some setting. Like I don't know anything about power tools or drills, and it had some setting where it said that one has the 0.5 quirks, and that has the 0.10 quirks. I was like, is that good? And he goes, yeah. And I go, okay. Like, I just kind of made like a face.
Totally. And you can tell that he didn't have any idea what he was talking about.
Yeah, none. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess it's not that embarrassing after all.
No, that's a terrible answer, and I'm not going to use it. Alverson wants to ask, if you could change one thing about Hutch, other than the obvious balding.
I don't think you're balding.
Don't say that.
I
Come
really
on.
don't.
You don't see it?
No.
There's a ring. There's a prominent forming ring on my head.
See it.
All right. If you could change one thing about Hutch, other than the obvious balding, what would it be and why?
For you to stop screaming so loud when you're playing whatever it is that you're playing, most of the time Call of Duty. You just go, ah! And it'll scare the pets, it'll scare me. I'm pretty sure the neighbors think we're fighting every day.
We've never got a noise complaint once, which really surprises me. That really surprises me. Lone Wolf wants to ask, without any pre-made or... God damn it. Fucking cock. Lone Wolf 65-8 wants to ask, without any pre-made or packaged like Blue Apron stuff, who's the best cook? That's not even no question.
I don't even try really to deviate from recipes that I'm given. My mom used to try to teach me when I was a kid. I'm like, I won't need that skill, and now every day that I talk to her, she makes me feel really bad for not learning how to cook.
We've been doing Blue Apron for like a year and a half, and for like the first like 6 months or 7 months,
every night was steak, red meat.
I would cook like steak and rice like really terribly, but you just refused. Remember? You were just like, I'm not gonna. That's you. You're cooking. This
is 2017, modern feminism. I don't want to cook. Also, I just really don't like my own food.
That really bothered me after a while, so thank you for changing that. Kyle Lee wants to ask, how often do you guys just speak Espanol around the house?
I've been trying to make it up.
Háblame en español ahorita.
Yo he tratado de hacer eso como un día que hablamos solo español.
She wants to try to have one day where we speak Spanish.
Pero cada vez que lo hacemos, no lo hacemos la otra semana.
But every time we do it, we don't do it again like the next week. So we've tried to do that before, but like I think
like Spanish Tuesdays or some dumb thing.
So I don't know. It's a hard habit to get into because you know Spanish pretty fluently and I don't. So that would require a lot more like practice and study on my part than I think I'm willing to put in right now.
And I'm losing my Spanish because I primarily speak English, obviously, for work and just the world, but my parents can't speak any English, so I have to always keep up my Spanish, but I'm realizing my vocabulary is going into the Spanglish territory way too much now, and so soon I won't be able to talk to her at all.
Mom, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Andrew Ferrafino wants to ask, what is one thing Hutch does that makes you proud of him?
Do you do anything that makes me proud of you? It's your willingness to, like, when you're challenged, actually try to listen to other people. Like, you don't just throw your opinions on there and just assume that's the best opinion. Like, it seems like it sometimes, but for the most part, you're actually trying to engage with people, which I don't do at all. I think I'm right all the time, and people need to listen to me. So the fact that you actually have, like, you have a door open for that is really cute.
I think if people glanced at my Twitter account from, like, 2016, which doesn't exist anymore, because I nuked it, then they would probably... assume the opposite of what you just said, but I think like in my day-to-day IRL, I really do try to not just assume I'm always
Except
right.
when it's Umu.
Oh, fuck them. Right there. Shady wants to ask, what's it like being with someone who has said some of the things he has said, especially during Respawn inbox?
So I watched some of your videos on Respawn when we first started going out.
Oh, God.
And... man, I'm happy I didn't question us dating.
You didn't,
I didn't
question? No?
But
okay.
There were some really awkward, I don't know, is that rainbow one where you're like in short shorts with Sark and some weird ass, like, I don't know, skating ring or whatever. I was just like, what? I haven't seen any of that pop up in real life anymore, so I'm just wondering if that was just the skits that you guys used to do back in the day, or is it because you're not around them anymore that you're not doing weird shit like that?
If I was around, like, people that I do YouTube with more, then I would definitely be doing that, but...
it doesn't put me off. It's just really strange to just, like, be getting to know someone. I literally have, like, a catalog of years of videos where I can see all the different personas of you.
I didn't like that when I was still dating and when I was approaching you, I really didn't. I wouldn't tell them. They would ask me what the channel was, and I would say no, I don't want you to. And somehow some of them would still find it anyways.
Yeah.
Because they could just. I guess you could just look up my first and last. It doesn't work, huh? Yeah. Lily Mason wants to ask, if Hutch came with a warning label, what would it say?
Stay back, farting and suing. I don't know. It's just like, it's either that or the yelling. The yelling with the. Screaming and farting, totally normal. Don't flip out or something like that. Loves cats.
Okay, RJ Benjamin wants to ask, what would you say is Hutch's weirdest trait or quirk?
Oh, I don't know. The fact that you have to have everything, like you like repetition. Like your breakfast every day is the same. When we first started going out, we went to the same restaurant like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, I go kind of Rain Man with it. Like if I find a breakfast that I like, I'll want to eat it every day for 3 weeks, and then I'll never eat it again.
We had tomato soup for like 3 months. A lot.
Tomato soup phase was one of the best phases of this house, I think. Adam, is he really as good a cook as he makes himself out to be? I don't think I brag like that I'm a great cook, but I think I'm a pretty good cook.
I think when you started buying white plates to take pictures of your food, that's when you were trying to tell people that you were an amazing cook.
That's when I stepped up my game?
Yeah.
Hey, kitty, that's not your food. Kitty. Oh, she listened. Okay, I got the last question for you here. This is a good one. Jared wants to ask, does Hutch's political views rage ever overspill into your relationship and cause arguments?
Yes. Not big ones, but we used to have them.
I think it more exacerbates existing arguments, because I don't think, well, maybe we have had a few
No, there are some
arguments
times when, like, especially after the horrible mess that was 2016, like initially when all that happened, I had a very pessimistic, like, well, nothing's ever going to get better, all this other stuff. And you would challenge me on that. You would try to, like, kind of gear the conversation into, like, an argument you were having on Twitter that day, probably, because it was something that came up in recent news. And I would get so agitated because I was just like, let me be sad. Let me be mad at the world that everything's happening. You're like, no, because blah, 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 because you have to look at it in this angle and this angle. So, yeah.
And meanwhile, I was feeling incredibly pessimistic too. But if someone else that I care about is feeling pessimistic, then I just want to fix it. But really, like, in that moment, I was right there with you, thinking like, oh, shit. That was my response.
We've gotten better. We try really hard to, like, not immediately start yelling, because that's what I do a lot.
Yeah, it's not about like specific politics, because you and I align on most issues, I think, but it's about like how to deal with other people's politics is maybe something that we've disagreed with, or how to look at what's going on like through a specific lens maybe is when we disagree, but it has never really gotten like too heated from what I remember. Okay, honey, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.